I got together with a friend and made 3D printable art. And you can get it for free. You can watch this video to learn more. At the beginning of last year, our local buses were full of advertisements for a 3D printing challenge. I was intrigued because sometime before that I got my own 3D printer and I was super fascinated by the technology. The only issue was I didn't really have an idea what I could enter into the challenge. Luckily, I know some smart people. One day I talked to my friend Gerhard about the 3D printing challenge and I was like, "Yo, there's this thing, but I ain't got no idea." And Gerhard was like,
"Yo, I've got the idea."
And I was like, "Yo, wanna do this thing?" And he was like,
"Let's do this thing."
Let's call him and talk about how we participated in the 3D printing challenge. Hi Gerhard.
Hi Matu.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
Do you remember that 3D printing challenge that we did last year?
Yes, I do remember that 3D printing challenge.
I'm still pretty happy that you had this great idea. Do you want to tell people about it?
Sure, yeah. This idea was that we do individualized art. So the basic idea is that I take something personal, a personal file someone has, a memory, digital footprint, and you take that and you use it to generate personalized art that is unique just for this one memory. So you can bring an idea to the physical realm and you put this art somewhere in your living room, and when you look at the art you are reminded of this nice thing or this memory.
That's a super cool idea. I still absolutely love it and I'm glad we made something out of it.
Yes, so am I.
So we had a rough idea. What followed were weeks of brainstorming and experimenting and coding, and finally we settled on 2 designs, mostly because we ran out of time. One was a cube that worked a little bit like a 3-dimensional barcode, and the other one was a tree that our algorithm would grow according to the input that we fed it. For the first round of the 3D printing challenge, we were prompted to create a poster about our product idea. So we created the poster, handed it in, and at that point we were convinced that this was as far as we would get in this 3D printing competition. However, some weeks later we got an email that told us that we made it into the second round of the challenge. For round 2, we needed to create a financial plan for our product that would convince the jury that our idea could be a viable business. Business. We're not really business people and we had never done anything like this before. We were very close to simply not submitting anything and just dropping out of the challenge. But then we decided to spend 2 hours on it and make up some numbers. Submitting our financial plan, we were again convinced that this was as far as we'd get. However, some weeks later we got another email telling us that we had made it into the final round. We had absolutely not expected this. Our hypothesis was that we were actually the only participants. The finals were supposed to take place at the University of Applied Sciences in Neu-Ulm. However, because of COVID, the event got pushed back several times and in the end it was decided to have it online. It turned out that we actually weren't the only participants. There were 9 teams in the finals and over 30 teams participated in total. For the final presentation, we needed to pitch our business idea to the jury. Again, this business stuff. We decided not to do the business stuff and simply talk about our idea. Art. It has been around forever. It's probably as old as humanity itself, at least as old as these cave paintings. And nowadays there's even digital art, like these super cute generative beetles by Bleeptrack. And we wanted to explore how we could make art with a 3D printer. We all have lots of fond memories and many of them are on our smartphones or hard drives in the form of pictures or videos. What if you could make them into something physical, like an art sculpture? And that's where we come in. Our algorithms turn your digital memories, like souvenir photos or audio recordings, into art. Every digital input is faithfully encoded into the sculpture, making each model unique, giving you haptic memories or haptic bytes. And what do you know? We actually won the whole competition just like that. And among other things, we won this metal 3D printed trophy. Now this we hadn't expected at all, because the other finalists had some really cool ideas. You can check out this video by MPro3D to learn more about last year's 3D printing challenge finals. That's the story how we won the first German 3D printing challenge. Do you like our 3D printed art? Because you can get your own data cube for free by visiting our website haptic-bytes.art. To do this, go to hapticbytes.art/datacube, then click on Generate Random Data Cube, or drag and drop or select a file from your computer to generate a custom cube from it. Your files never get transmitted to our server. Instead, all of the processing happens in your browser on your own computer. You can view your cube in the interactive preview, where you can zoom in and out and move the model around. If you plan on printing the cube, we recommend adding supports by activating the respective option in the parameters and clicking on Update. Once you're satisfied with your data cube, you can click on Generate STL and then download the generated file. The STL file can be loaded into a slicer software. We recommend using Prusa Slicer with the settings listed on the website. And then you can load your model on your 3D printer and watch it materialize. Please note that printing the model will take a while. The example shown here took about 10 hours. When it's done, you can easily break away the supports. If there is any stringing, it can easily be removed with some heat. If you have it, you can use a heat gun. If you don't have it, you can also use a lighter or a hairdryer. Just be careful not to melt the cube itself and don't set yourself on fire. The support structures may leave some residue, which can be removed by sanding it a bit. We are actually working on making more models available, and we might even offer them in a Haptic Bytes store in the future. But that's it for now. You can visit hapticbytes.art to get your own free 3D printable art sculpture. On the website, you can also enter your email address if you would like to get notified about updates on our 3D printable art. And of course, you can also subscribe to this YouTube channel if you're interested in more cool making projects.